The transition for me was easy. I had about over 18 years in the administrative field, and I was not moving. They would bring me in, and the different jobs I would go to, I would set the groundstone basically and how the employee should be, and I would wind up training my supervisor, and that was not going to work for me any longer. So in 2018, when I got pregnant with my son, I was like, you know what? After this is it. When I leave work for maternity leave, I am not coming back. I cannot do this mentally, physically, emotionally. It was draining me. It was causing my anxiety to spike up. And, I'm not one who wants to keep going through that. I don't want to keep going through that. I wanted something that made me happy, who was fulfilling, something that was going somewhere. So I decided once he was born to go ahead and I had my bartender's license previously, so I had that for about 10 years already. But then once he was born, I was like, I'm going to LLC this company. I'm going to start getting some cocktails to go out there, and I'm going to get this thing rolling because going back to a 9 to 5 is not for me.
Welcome to Extremely Opinionated. I'm your host, Dr. Travis, and
Tiffany from Small Business Saturdays.
we hope that you can find something that you can utilize in your everyday life from our business owners who are thriving and successful today.
Hopefully, we can apply their life experience, expertise, and overall information that they have to share with us in our lives to improve it for the better. Thanks for listening. Hey everyone, Tiffany here today. I'm here with Miss Queen Denise from Tipseepheen.
Hey, hey.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for your time today. And I just really wanted to have this podcast with you because I know that you're someone who was in the corporate world and you were like, this is not for me. How am I supposed to raise my kids and still have to be at this job at the same time, especially with COVID and everything going on? So I wanted you to just tell us a little bit about you and your business and how you transitioned from, admin work to where you are today.
Well, thank you for having me. The transition for me was easy. I had about over 18 years in the administrative field, and I was not moving. They would bring me in, and the different jobs I would go to, I would set the groundstone basically and how the employee should be, and I would wind up training my supervisor, and that was not going to work for me any longer. So in 2018, when I got pregnant with my son, I was like, you know what? After this is it. When I leave work for maternity leave, I am not coming back. I cannot do this mentally, physically, emotionally. It was draining me. It was causing my anxiety to spike up. And, I'm not one who wants to keep going through that. I don't want to keep going through that. I wanted something that made me happy, who was fulfilling, something that was going somewhere. So I decided once he was born to go ahead and I had my bartender's license previously, so I had that for about 10 years already. But then once he was born, I was like, I'm going to LLC this company. I'm going to start getting some cocktails to go out there, and I'm going to get this thing rolling because going back to a 9 to 5 is not for me.
Mm, I understand. And how long were you in the administrative field before you got your LLC? Like how long were you doing that work?
So I've been doing administrative work since I was 13. I'm now 32.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
yeah, so to keep going places and not even get the pay that I'm worth, no.
Mm. Was the transition easy for you to move out on your own? Or did you have the confidence to do it? Did you have people around you that supported you with it?
Yes, all of the above. I I was pretty much motivated from the beginning. I was like, look, you know, you know how they say when you're in a relationship, like if a woman mentally leaves, she gone, her feet gonna follow. That's how it was with the administrative field. I prepared myself mentally. I think probably like the year before I even LLC my company, probably the year before I even said it out loud to anybody. Like this is not for me. As a matter of fact, I put up a status on Facebook was like, this is gonna be the last year that I work for anybody but myself. And then when I didn't have the relationship support from my ex, but when I got with my current boo, he was just like all here for it. He's like, if you can show me that it's gonna work, I won't question you. And he had his doubts in the beginning, but he came aboard and he backed me 100%, like 100%.
I love
So
that.
it's all about finding somebody, even if you don't have anybody in your corner. I would say to you, someone who doesn't, to be your own motivation.
Hmm.
Be your own motivation because even though you might get one order or one customer a week or whatever the case may be starting off, there's people watching.
Yeah.
There's always people watching. And just market yourself really goodly. Marketing is going to be your best friend when starting a business.
Mm. I love that. Like when you started your business, you said you got your LLC in 2018.
Yes.
So when you started that, like, did you have customers right away, or was it like a long process for you?
Yeah, because I previously worked at a bar before, so people knew, and then I would do like stuff for parties or like we were part of an open mic in the city, so I would do stuff for them when they would have big events or showcases. I would do the party punches and stuff like that for them, and so when I first started off with the business, it was easy because I could put my little pouches together, take my cooler down there, and they would sell out quickly.
Mhm.
So it was easy process when you already established yourself in one industry. It's easy to go and transition and bring those people from that industry to this industry. And what artists don't like to really like have a little bit of libation, right?
I know that's right. Yeah. If you were going like working from 40 hours a week, maybe 8 hours a day in administration, do you still work that amount of hours now, or would you say it's more? And do the hours affect, like, I know you have two children now, do the hours affect your time with the kids, or is it better?
So I did have my bar initially was open. The first when I first opened it, I was only taking weekend orders, and then I opened it because I started getting requests for stuff during the week. So I had to open Monday through Saturday, and having Sunday being my off day. However, that died down due to stuff going, opening back up, and people can go out to get drinks now. It's like that kind of killed my buzz a little bit. So I'm now open from Thursday to Saturday, and Saturday is occasion depending on if I have the event, because when people book me for events or the event orders, because I'm not going in anybody's home to bartend right now, but if people book me to have event orders, I clear that day out so that I can take care of those orders. So Saturdays are only if I'm not booked for an event. That's the only availability I do have. But I find that um, having a website made it easier to determine the days that I need to be open, because I did it based on my high volume days. Thursday is my peak day. Some people are off on Friday, so they get their stuff Thursday evening and they have it for Friday when they ready to sip or whatever the case may be, and that works out for me because if you order ahead of time, I can make sure I have inventory in stock and everything like that. So that doesn't mean that those are my strict work days, because still Sunday through Monday, I'm checking the website to see what needs to be updated. I'm checking inventory to see what needs to be updated. I'm taking a course right now to get my master mixology license. Um, and then I'm also reading cocktail blogs, going through Pinterest and seeing what's popular or what's popping back up right now. And I could tell you right now, this Hennessy phase is about to die. Like I don't know what's people's and most important, what's urban people's obsession with that alcohol, but it's about to die out because whiskey is slowly making its triumph back, and so are a lot of vodka and rum. Rum is becoming more popular within the millennial community because it's easy to mix
It
with
is. With
anything. Now,
anything. Yeah.
who doesn't love a good mojito, you know? So, um, I study a lot of stuff when it comes to my industry. My boyfriend's like, "What you doing? We supposed to be watching a movie." I'm looking at cocktails on Pinterest and stuff just to keep up with, because even though you go to school and they teach you how to make, the popular drinks of, today, those things change all the time. So they teach you just the basics. They
Mm-hmm.
don't teach you still as a bartender need to determine how to do things on your own. It's not like you learn how to type and you learn how to file and this is the system that, worldwide they use. No. People in Spain may make a sunrise different than people here. Some people use tequila, some people use rum, some people use vodka. It depends. Some people do bourbon sunrises. So it depends on, where you're at, the environment, and stuff like that. And I typically I don't if I don't know if you had time to look at my website, but I don't like to do typical
Yeah.
cocktails.
Yeah.
you you can't get the same drink that you get down Oxygen at, at Tipseepheen. It's not. It doesn't work like that. So
I
like,
guess that's why people love you too.
yes, yes, because I give you a different variety. I want to expand people's taste palette. I don't want you to, just get used to drinking a tequila sunrise or a strawberry Hennessy or a strawberry daiquiri or sangria. I do different varieties of sangria. Matter of fact, I just made a special sangria for one of my cosmetology friends, and I call it Jaded. Her name is Fade. No, I call it Faded Jaded, and it's a sangria, and they call her Jade with the fade. She's known for her fade, and her name is Jade. So, um, I have that special for her, but it's bourbon. It's a bourbon sangria. Typically, you use vodka or rum
Yeah.
inside of a sangria, but I like to go, outside the box. I don't want
Sound
to.
like a strong sangria.
Oh, it's gonna be good. Sip slow is my hashtag for a reason. Cause
Yeah.
it's not for. I don't think you should drink to get drunk. I think you should, tipsy.
Mhm.
Tipsy is cool. Let's put
Yeah.
you in a space where you feeling it, you're vibing. You don't want to become the disaster. You want to be a vibe.
Right. I know that's true. I know I was telling you the other day that I went to bartending school because I thought, hey, I'm gonna be a bartender. I'm gonna get me some good tips. This is what I want to do. Then when I
Right.
got there and I had to remember all these drinks
Girl.
and know what goes with what and remember the different types of whiskey from what country and everything, I was like, you
Mhm.
know what?
It,
I'm not.
you was like, yep. So it's like remembering all that, it pays off because that's where the money comes in,
Mhm.
and that's where you can kind of market yourself to stand out from different people. So even when I'm going into this fall menu, which is get ready to transition, I want to say the middle of this month is when I'll be putting up my fall menu. And even the wording of how I have the descriptions on the drink is going to be a little bit different because I want to keep standing out.
Mhm.
So even if I'm using um, blueberries that came from Argentina, this, it's gonna be on there how, in a creative way. I don't want to just say, blueberry daiquiri or whatever the case may be. I don't want it just to be out there like that. I want it to stand out. So be on the lookout for that menu and those descriptions because I'm telling you, this upgrade is getting ready to come and people ain't gonna know what hit them.
I was gonna ask you like, what's your specialty drink that everybody will keep asking you for all the time?
My Long Islands and
Oh,
my sangrias, but my Long Islands are. my number one requester because you can do so much with the Long Island. You
It
don't
has
have to do it.
everything in it.
Yeah, you don't have to do the typical, poke and triple sec and sweet and sour mix. You can do watermelon. You can do flavors. So I actually just ordered this big old thing. It has like six different compartments on it. So when I do events, that's going to be on my bar, and I'll have that, Long Island menu because you can pair that with anything depending on how you mix it together. Um, it's easier to put together than having to do like six different cocktails because even though it's Long Island, you can put whatever you want in it. So those are my most requested.
I could believe that.
requested. Yeah.
I could believe that. Now, walk us through how exactly you do cocktails to go. Like, what is that process where you get it from you making it to everybody else drinking it? Walk us through that process.
So basically, you can go on my website. If you're the Let me start with the event part first because I get a lot of more event requests than anything. So if you're getting an event, having an event, and you want my service, you'll email me. Tell me what your party size is. You tell me, what types of liquor the host of the party likes, and what kind of flavors you're looking for. So then I'll take a look at that, access it, give you some menu options if there's things on the menu, or I'll come up with some cocktails um, for you. And if those work, then we'll set up an invoice, and then we'll get those out to you by the delivery date, or you may pick them up. And then on my website, if you're ordering off the website, you'll go through, you'll select the cocktail you want, select the size, you'll select the ice that you want. If you want light ice, no ice, heavy on the ice. And also I have it if you wanted normal, which is how I normally make it. Each drink typically, depending on size, has 4 to 8 shots. So with the 16 ounce, it's already 4 shots in there. But with the 32 ounce or the pitchers, and might be more, goes into cups when you get into the pitchers. And then so I have it normal, mild, which is less shots than what I typically pull in there. So what you would normally get at a bar. So at a bar, they just at the most they might give you 2 shots in a drink. So that would be, so it's not so um, strong. And then you want strong. So there's an upcharge for the strong, and that's an additional 2 shots. So like if I already put 4 shots in the 16 ounce, then you get in 6 shots,
Yeah.
which also reduces. So, but I had somebody do that once, and girl, it was like, oh, what can I put in this? It's too strong. I said, you gotta add soda. That's the only way you're gonna break it down. Because people, oh, I ain't feeling it. Sip slow, because we kind of just drink like we drinking some water,
Yeah.
and if we drink it like that, we're not savoring the flavor, and we're not taking time for the alcohol to hit you.
Mhm.
It's gonna hit you like whoa, and then you're gonna be knocked out, and you're gonna be calling me like, what happened?
I know that's right.
So you sip slow.
Hmm.
So so once you order that, you select your alcohol level. Then you check out. You can pick up. You can do pickup, or you can pick delivery, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Is there like a radius in which you travel when you do these deliveries?
I think I have it right now, like a 25-mile radius. I'm looking into going to more, but I'm gonna have to adjust my delivery fee
Mm.
because right now my delivery fee is 5, and then it's like over $30. There's no delivery fee, but I'm gonna have if I expand it so that I can deliver into the counties, um, which probably won't be anytime soon because I don't personally drive. My boyfriend is my delivery driver, so I'm not trying to send him too far
Right.
um, by himself, especially with these days and times going on.
Hmm.
Um, but we have we're gonna adjust it so that per delivery fee it can be an extra delivery charge because the delivery fees go to him, and what else? So because I had some people inquiring, but they live in like Aberdeen.
Mhm.
Um, and I told them, so how we can work that out is if you're outside of my delivery area, then we can do an invoice situation, but your order must be over $40
Mhm.
because that's the gas and mileage that we would have to travel, and I'm not coming to Aberdeen for a
Yeah.
$10 drink.
Absolutely. And I wanted to like, okay, so you've been a bartender previously. So
Yes.
you know how it is working in clubs and you know what that money is like in tips and things of that nature.
Hmm.
But when you left your position, how did you know you wanted to start your own business as opposed to just going back to being a full-time bartender and just doing that instead? Like, how did you know, hey, I'm gonna do this?
So
Mm-hmm.
bartenders' wages are like I think in Maryland it's like 550. That's the at the most.
Mm-hmm.
That's at the most. And then you make your tips, right? That's 550 an hour plus tips. Tips are not guaranteed money. And so, I added that up. Like if I go to a job, I make 550 in wages, and then I make tips. Tips are not I can't add the tips right now because tips are not guaranteed money. You don't know what you're gonna have. But this is what I'll make bi-weekly from bartending versus if I sell 5 pitchers. So I had to compare and contrast that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's ultimately what made my decision. Is I would do something part time, which I am working on having a place because I know a lot of people. So people do want somewhere they can come and visit me physically at. But that's what made my decision to not go into it because the money is it's almost not worth it because even though you're gonna make this wage bi-weekly, especially with COVID going on, the tips are not guaranteed at all. And so what a lot of restaurants are doing right now, I don't know if you've been out, but they have a corona tax,
Mm.
but that's not going to any of the waitress or bartenders and stuff like that. So it's like I'm risking my life and I'm not even getting a cut.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Mm. Yeah. And I was thinking, yeah, the only bartenders that probably really do make good money, they're working in like high end places.
High end places.
Hmm.
And even those places are scarce on diners right now. Like, um, and then you still don't get paid more than 550. Like even if you work in a high end restaurant, like I said, tips are not guaranteed. I don't work in the highest of the high to the lowest of the low bars. Like I'm talking about the neighborhood corner lounge. I don't work in those places, and I don't work in like Ruth Chris and stuff like that. So it's like even still, even with me being an experienced over 10-year bartender with a licensed mixologist, and I also just recently acquired my sommelier certificate. So even with me having all of that, I still would probably be a bar manager, which still only puts me at a $10 an hour level.
That's crazy.
Oh, right.
Mm.
The people who make salads in the kitchen get paid more, more than
Are you serious? That's crazy. Wow.
so you know what I'm saying. So it's it's not per se something that if you're beginning, yeah, go ahead, do that, but get the experience of having to deal with a lot of customers. But if you can do your own thing and have that as a part-time gig because um they don't pay your worth.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. I know that's right. How
It's
long?
like it's like
What
going to work at McDonald's right now. I wish I would.
I know, man. So, what's your favorite drink that you love yourself?
So I love the Jack Daniels. Anything that says Tipsy on my menu is most likely going to have Jack Daniels
Okay.
in it. My Tipsy smashes are my favorite. They're my customers' favorite. But it's guess what? It's so simple.
Mm,
It's just it's just Jack Daniels, maraschino syrup, a maraschino cherries like smashed up, and ginger beer.
mm, okay.
Simple cocktail,
Yeah.
but delicious. It's like spice. It like goes so great if you're having like steak tacos or tajitos or whatever. Gosh,
Hmm.
goes so perfect with it.
I
Goes
love
so
that.
perfect.
Like, did you ever think about expanding your business out to reach more people, like have people working for you when it comes to deliveries? And have you ever thought about adding food to your menu at all?
So yes, I am going to partner up with two young ladies. We're going to do like a virtual date night because of coronavirus. I know people like myself. One is hard right now to get a babysitter because you don't want to send your child, out. We can get rid of one, my daughter, because she has her own dad, so she can go visit her dad or whatever the case may be. But our son that we share together is hard. He's 1 year old, so he's still a baby, and it's like we can't really do a lot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we tend to do a lot of quarantine stuff in the house, and we found something on Pinterest, and we're going to try to turn it into like a virtual thing.
Mm,
Um, and we're going to try to put together some packages and have these young ladies make some items off their catering menus, and we're going to ship those out to people, get those delivered out to people, and host a little Zoom thing, and you be with your boo. Because some people relationships, and I remember when I was talking to you before, I told you I want this to be about love. Because our parents growing up, my parents, they went out together. It wasn't them, they had girls' night or guys' night. Like my father would go bowling with my uncles or something like that. Or my mother might go to the Spanx Club or something with my aunts. But mostly when they went out dancing, they went out together. And I want to bring that vibe back
mm-hmm.
to um the liquor industry, because ain't nothing like having a drunken night with your boo and just seeing that love again, because this coronavirus is like tearing stuff apart, and I'm just like, woof,
Mm-hmm.
what in the world?
Yeah, it's been tough. It definitely has been tough for a lot of people. So I think Tipseepheen brings joy to people because they love to still
Yes,
have a social, interaction and gathering without
right.
necessarily being out.
Having to go to a bar,
Yeah.
and one girl, she orders from me every
Right.
Saturday, because she comes in town to visit her family, and she gets a picture from me every Saturday, and I appreciate customers like her, because this is she's expanding, she's buying, but she's introducing my business into other people who might need my business in the future. So you
Mm-hmm.
know word of mouth. We got all the social media in the world, but word of mouth is the best marketing ever, because how would you know something is good unless somebody else told you?
Right.
If you ain't see, if you ain't see Beyonce with them lemonade braids in her head, would you got them? You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? We like stuff based off what we see.
Mm-hmm.
So like for instance, I think Kel probably had everybody drinking orange soda back in the 90s,
Mm. True.
'cause he loved orange soda. So you like, oh, let me go get me a Sun Kids because I want some orange soda. You know what I'm saying? So we try things based off of
Yeah.
what people say, not just looking on the online. Oh, that cocktail look good. Let me get that. That sounds like something I might like.
Mm-hmm. I know that's right. So
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
you
Hey, Shelby, can you go get that and get Camille up? Cause that's her dad. Or just can you go answer the door?
Oh, damn.
Slowly. Thank you. I'm sorry.
I wanted to ask you about when it comes to like making cocktails and things of that nature. People could really make their own. I know since COVID, it's been like 5-6 months now. I know liquor and alcohol is going up. Like everybody's buying
Yeah,
it.
everybody's in the store.
Right, but why should like people come to you for? Is it for the experience? Is because you know what you're doing, as opposed to them doing it themselves? You know what I mean?
I just read an article a few weeks ago exactly about this. People making their own cocktails at home and ending up with the um ridiculousness of make mistaken poisoning themselves because they're pouring too much alcohol
Mm,
or making them so sick because they didn't mix it together correctly.
mm-hmm.
So let the experts do that. It's nothing if you just getting a little shot of, vodka and you want some cranberry juice in it. That's okay. But if you're trying to make your own mojitos and your own smashes or crushes or whatever the case may be, don't leave order that from somebody who knows what they're doing. Make sure that they licensed. Don't just get your homegirl to mix you up something in the kitchen because she got a cute little liquor display in her house does not mean she knows what she's doing. Like, don't do give that to somebody who is trained to do so. Um, I'm not just telling you to support me because I want you guys to support me. I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm doing. If it was later on in the day, I probably would have one sitting next to me right now. But I know what I'm doing, and I'm not going to give you a bad experience. I'm not, whatever you're going to get from me is going to be quality, it's going to be tasteful, and you're going to enjoy it. So,
Mm.
yeah, don't make your own stuff at home. Unless you just getting something regular, yeah. Because I see people in a bar, and girl, I done ran, I'm halfway out of business cards right now as we speak because people be in there looking at stuff, and I'm like, hey, I'm a bartender. Can I ask you a question? And they say sure, and I'll say, what are you? Are you just taking shots of that, or what are you doing with that? Oh, I'm gonna make me a punch. What kind of punch are you? Because then I have to really dig in. I wind up interviewing people, not giving my card because it's like I'll give them a free recipe in the store because I don't want them to go home and make something that they're gonna be messed up off of. I want you to go home and have something that you're gonna just enjoy, not drinking just because you want to drink.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that, Queen, because I got to tell you a story about that, actually. Um, so I was telling you, I did go to bartending school. I learned very fast that it was not for me, especially when we had to do like our speed test. And I
Mhm.
had everybody saying, make me this, make me this, make me this, make me this. And you got to make everybody's. And it was just like, yo, this is just too much. And then people were like purposely being rude to you because they like, you're going to have to deal with that in the field. And I'm like, okay. But before I had that experience, before I went to bartending school, I would just like mix drinks for people. So we were at a party, a house party. I think it was a holiday. It was a house party. And they're like, oh, Tiffany, you can mix the drinks. I was like, okay. So I go in there and they had a lot of rum. So it was like Jamaican rum. So I think I poured way too much Jamaican rum in there and put some soda in there. And I was like, here you go, here's your drink. And they were like, oh, this is good, this is good. Within a half hour of that, they were drunk, drunk. I mean, falling on the floor drunk. They was like, you made these too strong. I mean,
Yeah,
they was acting a fool by the end of that night. I was
rum
like, I didn't have any,
rum
so it was
is
like
so
my
dangerous. I don't know if they taught you this in school, but rum is the drink that sneaks up on you because
it
you don't
does.
taste
It hits you
you
later.
don't
You're like, oh,
yeah you don't taste it. Whatever you mix it in, it just tastes like whatever you mixed it with. It doesn't taste. You don't taste the rum.
that's why they didn't know
So
how strong it was.
yeah. So when it sneaks up on you, so that's why people use that in a lot of mixed cocktails.
Your website, of course, but are you going to take it to online marketing where more people could find you in your area? And you're based in Baltimore, correct?
Yes. So I am going to start posting more. My thing with me with the social media, I don't like to do camera phone photos or professional looking camera phone photos. So I don't post a lot of my drinks because I don't like the camera on my phone per se to put up the post that I need to post for traction. So um, I'm doing product shoots with my photographer. That's probably why he called me right now. So he's doing a couple of product shoots for me, and we're gonna do have a day where he just come over and do it like right in front of my bar, so that we have those shots as well. Um, because social media is ADHD central. And
Mm-hmm.
reason why I say that people have a very short attention span. So even if you put up a flyer for an event, they still don't read that the date and the time and the location is on
Yeah.
the event. They will still ask those questions. So I find that a simple picture with a very simple caption, does a lot versus you putting up a flyer and say 50% off because people not
Mm-hmm.
gonna read.
Mm-hmm.
People not gonna read.
Yeah.
So social media helps boost, but word of mouth to me is always best.
Do you want to like do anything like creative funnels where more people could find you in that way, like online?
Um, I'm looking into that. I'm looking into that. I did like the full Facebook group stuff, business group stuff, but it's so many people that do what I do. And then you get lost in it. And so if you're not popular or you don't have a certain like I don't I'll make us if you email me and say, "Hey, Queen, I want you to make me a strawberry Hennessy picture." I'll do that for you, but that's not going to ever be on my menu. I'm not a typical, like I said, I'm not your typical everyday bartender.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, I had to get myself out of those groups because it was just like I was getting tired of seeing strawberry peach Hennessy, strawberry pineapple Hennessy, pineapple mango Hennessy. I got tired of seeing that, and then my business wasn't gaining any traction from those groups. So yeah, I would like if like with you guys, I was saying cahoots with you guys because when you guys do events, we can stay connected that way. And I would join your group and lend those opportunities to you guys to book my services. But as far as like that whole outer branch of trying to network within social media, I feel like that's the worst thing
Mm-hmm.
that you can do as a business owner because so many people do the same thing. And then in Baltimore alone, say you start selling press on nails tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, somebody else that is going to be doing press on nails. And so, and because she knows 50 people and you might know, just the 5 people starting off the back that's going to support you, she knows 50 people, she's going to become popular more out of you, and her press on nails might not even look as good as yours, but because she knows those 50 people that's going to support her, she's going to look more, stand outness to you. So social media is deceiving in a way. That's why I say it's not good because even though you can use it to spread the word, if you don't have the popularity already spreading around your name, social media doesn't take you anywhere. Versus if you have word of mouth, meaning you booked me for your party, Chelsea booked me for her party, Charnel booked me for her party. Everybody then that spreads the word because then people now you guys have brought me into your circle and I can do the events for people that's within your circle versus if I relied on social media for you to book me, that probably wouldn't happen.
Mm. I see what you're saying. I still think you should get in touch with our social media genius, marketing genius, Travis, that works with us because
Okay.
he is very good at expanding people's businesses. And I
Mhm.
could see you benefiting from it if you wanted to, especially getting more drivers so you guys don't have to be doing all of that. You'll have
Right.
a lot more traffic, so you'll be able to hire those people to do that.
Right.
And you could just focus on being the creative you that you are. 'Cause
Right.
I saw, yeah, your drinks, okay, they're different. They're different. It's not your average thing. And I think that's cool because it is nice to have a professional that knows what they're doing and they're
Mhm.
not like everybody else. That
Right,
so they're kind of buying you basically. They're like, I like this person because they know what they're doing. And when you
right.
mix things, it's good. If I just try to make up a drink and mix it, it may not come out that good. I'll just,
Yeah,
I'll just tell you that right now.
right.
It will. What's one thing you wish you knew before you started your own business?
Um, One thing I do wish I knew is that they had mobile bars that I could just, set up on my own. I would have got that first versus just started selling my drinks. I would have got the mobile bar first and then start selling the drinks because when I was going to the open mic, hadn't a borrowed table for them. Sometimes table wouldn't be available and I would have to use like a little side table to set up my stuff and that didn't look professional. So one thing I will say is to try to get all of your supplies first. I know sometimes you have to go at, buy as you go, but if you could, especially when you're doing like any type of thing that requires a display, try to get your display together first before you launch anything. Like get your licenses, get all of that stuff, first. But the one thing that I was missing before I launched was trademarking my name and my mobile bar. Trademarking because it started being people pop up Tipsee, Keisha, and Tipsee. It's trying to,
Yeah.
it's started being stuff like that. So not only is the Tipsee part trademarking my name the way I spell it, my whole name is trademark. So it's get all of that stuff done if you can before like really take your time. Don't rush into it, but get all of the spots you can get before you jump into the industry that you're interested in because whew, if I had that mobile bar last year when I really was doing a lot of events, they would I wouldn't even be worried about anything right now.
Mm,
It probably would have made me more money than I made
mm,
because having a good display,
mm.
like I said, if Beyonce ain't start wearing them lemonade braids, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Her person, whoever did that wig for her made them nice and neat. The parts were nice. The color blended well with whatever, her skin complexion and everything like that. So that made people want them. So if
Hmm.
I would have had my bar display then,
Yeah.
I would have attracted people to buy more drinks from me
Hmm. Nice. And so like, are your family ever your customers?
all the time.
Oh,
My mother is like my number one customer.
that's pretty good.
Yes. So I'm not one of those people that has to worry about family support because I do get that. And anytime my family has events, somebody buys pictures from me. Even if I'm coming to be a part of the event myself, they buy stuff from me. I bartend and stuff like that. I make tips and all of that. So it's good. I've made pretty good money from my family so far. And my friends, they order cocktails and stuff like that. If it's a slow week, my boo, he'll go on the website and order a cocktail from me. So
Oh, that's nice. That's sweet. That's nice to have the support. I know it is. It has to be. Like, what advice can you give people who want to leave their 9 to 5s and become a business owner like you did?
mentally prepare yourself. Make sure you're in the financial state as well to do that because like I said, I had just had my son and my boyfriend he works. So luckily for me, I didn't have, Daquan out here hustling on the corner. I didn't have that,
Yeah.
because I had somebody who was financially stable. So if my business didn't work out right away, that I still had a roof and like, you know, and food.
Hmm.
So I still had those, provided for me so that I can test out to see if my business was going to work. And luckily it did, but being financially stable to be able to do so. So say you say to yourself, "Hey, Tiffany, I'm ready to quit this 9 to 5 world. Start putting money aside today so that the year from today you're able to walk away. Give yourself a year. And I say that because you always want to make sure that you take care of your needs first. And you need a roof over your head, you need lights, you need food, water, shelter, blah blah blah. But you want to make sure that you're financially able to walk away. So be mentally ready. Say to yourself, "Hey, Tiffany, I want to leave this job." Start saving that day that you, whatever your pay period after is, after the day that you say, "Hey, I want to leave this job." Start putting $50 aside every pay period. $50. Make sure. I wish I did this, but so I'm giving you guys advice that I knew I should have followed because somebody told me to do this.
Mm.
So put $50 aside. I had money put aside, but not $50 a pay period. So $50 a pay period aside if you can. If you can't, $25 a pay period. You're gonna spend $25 on something
Mm-hmm.
that you don't need anyway. So I spent $25 in Five Below.
Oh yeah, I have to. I have to.
So you know what I'm saying. So what? Check off something on your expense. Make an expense chart for yourself. What are the miscellaneous things that you can do without? If you got to sacrifice your nails for a year, just a year, or your full, look, okay. If you got to sacrifice your nails or your big nail, but just so say you one of those girls who get the whole fancy designs and jewels and stuff, maybe just get a regular gel manicure with just your nails to cut down because that's the money that you can take and put aside for your business to stock up. Do a business outline and see, what kind of business you want. What do you want to name your business? Where do you want this business to be located? Do you want to need a home-based business, or does your business require you to have an office space? Um, what supplies you need? What else did I put out? Supplies that I needed. Am I going to need a partner, somebody to help me with this? Um, and why people should support my business. Always think to yourself why people are in the need of a business like yours. And with me, my why was because a lot of people are doing DIY
Mm-hmm.
events. Nobody wants to hire, expensive coordinator or expensive venue, and they're going to the cheaper route. Matter of fact, I'm in cahoots are watching this series on Netflix, and it's like cheap weddings, and they had some beautiful weddings on there that were under like $5,000, and it's like, what? How did they get this? How did they? And this beautiful couple, they had a backyard wedding, but it was done tastefully.
Mm. I love
Tastefully. They had a nice property, so they had their yard space to have their guests. They had 50 guests, and they had nice table linens and stuff like that. So they were able to get a lot of help. But it's like all in the DIY. Oh, I say that to say you want to hire your own services because it's cheaper. If you book a venue that already has a bar, you have to pay not only for the venue, but then you got to pay for the bar services too. So if you're going to have to do that, why not go with the cheapest venue and hire me and we work it out that way?
Mm. I love that. Would you suggest trademarking for everyone?
Yes, trademark. Because like I said, if you start selling press-ons today, Keisha's gonna be selling press-ons tomorrow. So
Mm.
you want to make sure that you trademark your business because there's always somebody looking that they won't support you, but they will copy you.
Mm. I know that's right. And a lot of people do that, especially on social media. I've seen it
Mhm.
many, many times. But
Yes.
all right, Queen, I want to do like rapid fire with you.
Okay.
Rapid fire questions. So hopefully we could get them done as fast as possible so we could stay
Okay.
within our time frame. So, all right. First one, best advice you ever received.
Best advice I ever received was to never let anyone else intimidate me from what I'm doing.
Nice. Favorite movie or a book that you think everybody should try?
Favorite book. My friend, author Paula Shakespeare. You can find her on Facebook. I'll send you her information. But she has a book called DNA, and don't. It's called Don't Never Assume. That book is off the chain. And so if you need something to pick you up, and which we all could use right now in life, get that book DNA. Available on Amazon. There you go, girl. It's your plug.
Now that's a good friend. That's a good friend. That's what's up. That's how you plug a friend right there. I love that. Best gift you ever received?
My trademark name. My boyfriend gave me that for my birthday. He trademarked my company for me.
That's really sweet, actually.
Yes.
Who's at the top of your music playlist?
The top of my music playlist is J. Cole. I love me some J. Cole.
I love J. Cole too. Would you ever go back to a 9-to-5?
No. You're gonna have to drag me back.
I know that's right. Is it better to be loved or feared?
Loved. Loved. You don't want to be feared by anybody. Nobody should fear anybody but God.
Okay. Was money the number one reason you left your job?
No.
Do you believe anyone can be a business owner or entrepreneur?
No, I don't believe it's not cut out for everybody. We need some 9-to-5ers. We need some people. we don't need everybody out here, you know. Everybody running a business is not made for everybody. And I'm saying that because it depends on what you're trying to get into too. But I say that because I used to be an MUA. Like you said, you went to school to a bartender and it was just not for you. And it's not that I wasn't good at doing makeup. I didn't have the patience to do other people's makeup. So no. Yeah.
I love the honesty. Do you currently have an email list for your business?
Yes, I do.
Can money buy happiness?
No. It'll buy a temporary emotion, but happiness will not stay for long.
Got it. Can you build a successful business alone?
You can, if you have the willpower to do so. But most human beings we require other human beings. So it's possible.
I love it. And the last one, who is your biggest supporter?
My biggest supporter, that's a toss-up between my boyfriend and my mom.
Lovely. I appreciate you, Queen, for doing this podcast today. I'm going to link all your information, your website, your Instagram, so everybody can find you. And is there any final words you have that you want to leave with everyone?
I'm just going to say, love yourself before you ever try to love anybody else.
I love it. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.